in my opinion, I would like to have free will exist in this universe, even though philosophically it can be argued that it does not exist.
Are you happy with a world where you perceive free will even if it isn't?
Maybe. This has to do with the movie Arrival, right? Starring Amy Adams,
yes.
Where if you know how your future is going to turn out, would you like to live your life anyway? Right? And the answer is yes, I would. But I still would like to think that the future is not yet predetermined.
No, but I know what? It's different. I'm not saying it's predetermined and you know it. I'm saying, would you still be happy with life if some alien said, look, dude, your life is predetermined. There's nothing you can do about it. Keep on believing you have free will. And then they go back to their planet.
You're a puppet on a string.
A puppet on a string.
That's
from free will puppet.
You're a free will puppet on a string.
What I would say in that case is that I would hope that the knowledge that I have that puppet on the string circumstance allows me to circumvent it.
If he has knowledge of what's determined, and then he has the power to not do it, and so he could avoid what was otherwise determined, then it wasn't determined in the first place because he has the ability to choose otherwise. And so he's not in the chain of deterministic causes at this point. He has the power to step out of it and make something else happen, the power to do otherwise. And that's not just something we call free will. That's called libertarian freedom. And that's free will in the strongest sense possible. So yeah, knowing how a system is determined to play out, but then saying, but I have the power to choose otherwise and to make it different, then antecedent conditions were not sufficient to necessitate the ending in the first place. And so we're looking at a scenario where things were maybe influenced but not determined. So just the way that he responded to the question is nonsensical.
Yeah, well, doesn't it almost feels, let me know if I'm not picking this up right, but it seems like they are accidentally participating in a modal fallacy here, because he brings up the aliens knowing what your future is and then you can't avoid it. Well, again, we've established many times knowledge isn't causal. So even if an alien has looked into the future and seen all of the actions that you will do and then says, these are all the things that you're going to do, that doesn't mean that those things were predetermined. You could have maybe still done otherwise. They just saw into the future that you would do those things, and that you will do those things, not that you were necessarily determined to do those things. And it seems like they're conflating the two. Am I misreading that?
I don't know. I mean, just what you said made me think of David in the Old Testament when he asks God if he should stay in, is it Kyla? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Or if he should get the heck out of Dodge or whatever. And basically God tells him, hey, if you stay, the men of Kyla are going to give you up and you'll eventually be
Saul will come down and yeah.
So here basically that saying, if you stay here, things are going to play out that it's not good for you. So David gets the heck out of Dodge and in a sense you can say he would change things by leaving. So here we see that in that scenario, David's endings weren't determined there because God let him know what would happen either way. Now to your question, what was your question again?
Well, I just wondered if they were conflating knowledge with causation. In this example.
Yeah. So God had knowledge of what would happen if David stayed there, and it didn't make him stay there. In fact, David had the freedom to leave. So yeah, knowledge. And again, here's a way, I like to run this thought experiment. Let's say I got a time machine and I went 10 years into the future, watch the World Series, and I see that the Kansas City Royals win the World Series in 2036. Come back home. Now I know who's going to win the World Series in 10 years, but does my knowledge of it make it happen? Of course not. It happened apart from my knowledge in the first place. I just now back in time, I know what's going to happen, but knowing it doesn't make it happen. So knowledge does not stand in causal relation. And you're right. You're exactly right. This is a modal fallacy that is committed over and over and over again by so many people now, even including astrophysicist.
Yeah.
So
Because it seems like that's what Charles is hinting at when he says, well, if I knew the future, then maybe I could change it. But if you knew the future and it was determined, you couldn't.
you couldn't change it. Yeah, you'd be a falling domino.
Yeah. So he's hoping that knowledge would somehow give him the power to do otherwise. But really, the only way that knowledge could give him the power to do otherwise is if he already had the power to do otherwise, and then he's given the knowledge, like David.
Right.
Hey, he already had the power to either stay in Keilah or leave.
Mm-hmm.
And now he already had that power. God gives him the knowledge to which he can make his decision.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, don't click out yet. Seriously, if you like this little snippet, you're gonna love the full episode. It's linked right there in the description. Go watch it when you're done here, or tap on one of these video recommendations for more stuff like this. If you're enjoying the content, a like and subscribe would mean the world, and it doesn't cost you anything. It helps us out a ton. Drop a comment too. Tell us what you thought. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you in the full vid.